had to come back. You know what I'm saying? I had to talk about my boys while it's fresh on my mind. My boys is the Dallas Cowboys, you know. I'm from Fort Worth. I'm a Mavericks fan. I'm a Cowboy fan. I'm excited about what they got going on. I'm excited about CD Lamb. Honestly, they've been drafting for need more than the best player here, you know what I'm saying, for a couple years here lately, you know what I'm saying? Because me personally, I would have took my man, the safety, what's his name? Damn, I can't think of his name. Oh, Juan Thornhill, played for Kansas City. I would have took Thornhill instead of Tristan, instead of, man, what's his name? Tristan, I can't think of his name right now. But he's the defensive tackle we took instead of Thornhill. Even though he's showing some promise this year, you know what I'm saying? He playing better than Neville Gallimore. That's coming in handy, being as though we lost my man Gerald McCoy. And that hurt. You know what I'm saying? I saw some big things coming from him, but what they saying is coming from Tristan Hill. That's his name. Tristan Hill. Him and Gallimore, they might be able to do something with that spot. I don't know if they're gonna bring what he would bring. I doubt it, and I can't say they will until I see it with my own eyes, because this dude is a multiple Pro Bowler. Haven't seen nothing from Tristan Hill. I would have rather had Juan Thornhill, like I'm saying. They haven't really said Neville Gallimore is just jumping off the charts. So anyway, him and Taco Charlton, he ain't even on the roster no more. Why would you not take TJ Watt? You know what I'm saying? That was the dumbest shit ever, in my opinion. He was right there. You could have took him. I don't give a damn if he's never put his hand in the ground. Shit. People that ball out, you know what I'm saying, they're going to adapt to that situation. They're going to want to put up the production that they know they can put up. They're going to have that drive in them, that will in them. You know what I'm saying? Look at his brother. He come from the same bloodline as his brother. You think he's not going to figure that shit out or get his brother to tutor him or mentor on him? Hey, what it's like to put your hand down, you know what I'm saying? Show me the tricks and the nuances. How can I get off the ball faster? He gonna give him the game. You know what I'm saying? That was dumb. That was completely dumb. It was just stupid. But anyway, we grabbed. I can see the changes with the new coaching staff because we went best player available. We didn't get Caleb Chase on. We took CeeDee Lamb. He was number 6 on our board. He fell to us. A beast at receiver. I like Trayvon Diggs. I like the ball hog type. And with us having Alden Smith, if he's just 2/10 of what he was in San Francisco, we got a hell of a player. You know what I'm saying? Then we got Everson Griffin, who's going to start, and he was a Pro Bowler last year. You know, he's good for 8 sacks a year. You know what I mean? He's man. Then Randy Gregory just got reinstated. I know he ain't played in a couple years, but last time we seen him, he had what, 6 sacks? And this cat, I'm pretty sure he's been focused and dialed in on what's going on, and he, you know what I'm saying, he studied his film and what he did, how he won, and how he could have got better. And I'm pretty sure he's done some homework because this dude is dedicated to playing in the league. His only problem was he got some mental issues, so he smoked a little green, to, you know what I'm saying, to calm that shit down. Me personally, I never seen nothing wrong with it, and now the NFL is agreeing. So he'll be good. Throw him in the mix, what they say Anaya is going to be or can become with Tank. That's like 4 or 5 pass rushers. I mean, throw a little NASCAR package together like the Giants used to and get after the quarterback. That's going to make the secondary better. I like Trayvon Diggs. Like I said before, he's a ball hog. He's physical. I like those long-rangey corners that go for the ball. I like those cats that don't just try to break up passes, they try to catch that mob. You know what I'm saying? I like that. They say they drafted Reggie Robinson because he reminded them of Trayvon Diggs. That's the only pick that I don't agree with. I like the Neville Gallimore. The rest of the draft was on point. I can't deny it. I can't knock it. I can't even really knock the Reggie Robinson pick. But me personally, I would have went with Bryce Hall in that situation. That's who I would have grabbed. He reminded me more of Trayvon Diggs type, the ball hawk type, the guy to go for the interception. His film and Trayvon's is very similar. They big, physical, and dude was protected. If he would have entered the draft the year before, he was projected to be like a top 10 pick or something, maybe the top 2 or 3 corner. You know what I'm saying? But injuries set him back or whatever. So shit, the talent and the potential is there. That's who I would have grabbed. But I mean, I can't knock Robinson either. He can ball, especially if they're talking about moving him to safety. If he can put them ball hawk skills to work at safety, or if they're not gonna bring Earl Thomas in. Me personally, I'm not completely sold on Earl, but I'm not completely out on him. The reason I say that is I know the history. I know he had issues in Seattle, but he didn't have any issues in Seattle till they started letting his guys go. You know what I'm saying? The Legion of Boom, they started dispersing Richard Sherman. He was still cool. He wasn't really tripping until Cam Chancellor retired or he left. I'm thinking he retired. He could have left, but I'm pretty sure he retired. That's when it went downhill for him. That's when he started tripping. Then he goes to Baltimore, which I think he never wanted to be in Baltimore in the first place. That's why he tripped out. I think he wanted to come to Dallas. And I think he doing that shit to get to Dallas. I think if he gets to Dallas, that's where he wants to be, and you'll see a complete 360 in Earl Thomas. You'll see the Earl Thomas in the beginning of his career in Seattle, in Dallas right now, because that's where he wants to be. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't know the dude. I don't know his mind. I've never spoken to him, so I can't say that for a fact. But that's just my opinion. Even without Earl, they saying Darian Thompson will start. I see some promise. I saw a lot in Donovan Wilson in the preseason, and it could have been because it was preseason, lesser competition. But I liked his ball hawking. I liked the fact that he go after the ball and he attacks that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He attacks interceptions. But that could have been preseason, lesser competition as well. So I can't knock their decision on that. I'm not there every day. I'm not evaluating film or tape. I'm not seeing what he does against the number ones. But I did like his shit. Robinson, I see a lot of attack the ball. When I seen Darian Thompson last year, I didn't really see a lot of attack the ball, but it could have been schemed because people don't understand. The ones that hate or the ones that, the Dallas is always this and they always hyped up to be this and they do this. That's because they were predictable, man. Jason Garrett is going to line up in 13 personnel and run the ball, and everybody knows that. He's not going to play action. He's not going to pass off of it. He's going to put the 3 tight ends on the field and run the ball. 11 personnel ain't happening a whole lot, but we had a lot of success out of it. I seen a lot of what we do under Garrett happen on the road last year, so I think that's where he had influence. But a lot of the home games, he let Kellen Moore do some things that he had going on, and it was a lot of trickery, a lot of motion, a lot of deception, a lot of not knowing what's going on. But Rod Marinelli's defense was very predictable. Well, him, Chris Richard, whichever one you want to say, was running the defense. It was extremely predictable. They lined up in cover 3. They was running cover 3. I mean, that's why so many mediocre quarterbacks or not so good quarterbacks look like perennial Pro Bowlers on us because they knew what to expect. They knew exactly what was coming. We did the same thing every time. We lined up. We didn't disguise it. We didn't play no games. We let them know exactly what was coming. And that's just stupid now. I mean, it worked back then, and it'll work if you have superior athletes. We didn't have that on defense. It works when you have corners that are excellent in playing that coverage. You see what I'm saying? And some guys that can get after the passer. It'll work in that situation. But if you don't have that, you have to find another way. You have to create a way. That's what I like about McCarthy and his staff, because the first thing they said is, we give us the players and we'll find a way to make it work. So they looking just for good players and finding a way to make some shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Manufacturing ways to make shit happen. And that's the key to it. That's the key to it. That's how things have evolved when it comes to football. You have to find a way to make it work. You can't just rely on what does what, and you have to adapt every year. See, McVay, he came in, he was a big splash. His offense was raw. A lot of people are trying to mimic that. Everything they did was out of the same kind of formation, so you never knew what was coming. Now he needs to throw some more formations into the mix. A good 4 or 5, have 5 or 6 different formations and run the same plays out of those 5 or 6 formations. You see what I'm saying? And still have the same trickery, the same motion, the same concepts. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that's what the boys are going to do. They're going to do something like that. They're going to add McCarthy's offense into what we're doing already with the same kind of language. Throw the same wrinkles in there. They're going to move some people around. McCarthy been studying the game for a year. See, he not dumb. He realizes to win in this game, you have to adapt, and you have to adapt with the game. You have to adapt and evolve with the game. You can't stay stuck on this and this and this and expect that to win, because you're not always going to have the personnel to make that win. You see what I'm saying? If you have that team, then you can do that. If you have that personnel that can be dominant in the scheme that you run, you can run that scheme. But if not, you have to find a way to make the players that you have work. You have to play to their strengths. You have to devise schemes and devise shit to make what they do best pop. You know what I'm saying? And that's the main reason that the coaches that have had success, and the ones that haven't. Because they know how to adapt with the game. They know how to look at what they have and devise a plan toward that. Look at Belichick. He's got one of the best defenses in the game because he knows his strength is the secondary. So he placates his whole game around the secondary. He has Stephon Gilmore travel with your number 1 receiver to take him out of the game. And then everything else, the other guys can lock that up. So they covering well enough to give the pass rush enough time to be able to get to the quarterback. You see what I'm saying? He knows what he has going. People have to be that smart or that knowledgeable of what they have to work with. You have to know how to take advantage of what you have. You see, with Dallas now, we got some big rangy corners, right? We got some big guys that can press, but we got some guys that can get after the quarterback. So what we need to do is we need to stuff some shit with Dontari Poe on first, second down. A lot of teams don't pass a lot on first down, but keep him in anyway. Put a guy in there like Tyrone Crawford that can rush from the middle, pretty decent, pretty big size. Maybe even Aldon Smith, depending on what he shows you he can do. You know what I mean? And get after the QB. We need to find ways to get after the QB. We got big guys that eat up tackles. Now we can have them linebackers play downhill. It was a star move to move Jalen Smith back to the weak side, like where he played in college, where he can just run and make tackles, because that's really what he's good at. I know Van Der Esch was good at it too, don't get me wrong. I can't say he wasn't. His rookie year, he was a beast. But I think Jalen would be better in that role. Van Der Esch taking a couple tackles on, couple blockers on, moving some shit around. And hopefully this year he won't have to take on any blockers because we got Dontari Poe down there to eat them up. Wish we had Gerald McCoy. He would definitely be a compliment to that, but, you know, it is what it is. And we got guys that can play the run on each end and work the pass. I think the defense is going to be a lot better. You know, corner's going to see a lot of shit coming. We're going to get more turnovers. Offense definitely going to be better. Dak makes improvements every year. From what I've seen so far, which is very limited due to what's going on, you know what I'm saying, in the United States, the COVID-19 thing, you know. But from what I've seen from him, there's a lot of zip on passes. He's putting in front of receivers more so than behind them, and that's a major difference. That's going to be a major difference in yardage, because a lot of times these guys aren't completely super wide open, but if they can catch it in stride, they can maybe break that tackle and make a move. But with it being behind them, they lose momentum by having to slow down to catch the ball, and then there's no possibility of breaking the tackle. It makes a tremendous difference. But I see bright things from my boys. I'm hoping a good 10 to 12 win season, more towards the 12 than 10 for me, obviously. And if the COVID thing wasn't going on, I'd say more 13. I'm really feeling that 13 pretty strong though. But yeah, I'm out, man.